Okay, our final speaker. Sorry, everyone, we're going to go a little bit late, but I think this is very well worth it. Miao, you're going to talk about PyTorch Wildlife, which you've been sharing on Wild Labs, and I got emails requesting to give you a spot to talk about this because it's so interesting and important and such a useful tool. So, do you want to jump in and take it away?
Yeah, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, so that's the only slide that I'm having, so I will be relatively quick. So hello everyone, my name is Zhongqi Miao. I usually go by Miao for easier memorization and pronunciation. So I come from Microsoft AI for Good Lab. So today I'm going to give you a brief introduction of PyTorch Wildlife, a tool that we have been working on for a while. So generally speaking, PyTorch Wildlife is a deep learning platform for AI models in conservation for conservation purposes. It's built on top of our previous effort made by Dan on about mega detector. So generally speaking, before we have mega detector, and then we want to expand our effort from mega detector to other types of AI tasks, for example, classification models, and in the future, maybe segmentation models and etc. So there are a couple points that we have in our mind that we are building PyTorch Wildlife is, first of all, we want to make it as user-friendly as possible for especially people with limited to no engineering background, especially the majority of the community in in the conservation area. So we want to make the tool as accessible as possible to people in the community. At the same time, because we came from an engineering background, so we want to make the tool also as easy to be used or extended to developers with engineering background. So the code, we hope the code is cleaner and shorter in many different ways in terms of engineering protocols and engineering standards. So these are the two major points that we have in our mind and when we are building up like a PyTorch Wildlife. And then there's a third thing that we wanted to be is extensibility and expandable. So we wanted to be expanded, even though currently we only have mega detector and a couple of classification models, but ultimately we want it to be expandable for users to actually apply or submit their models with PyTorch Wildlife standards, such that everything can come together within the whole within the same system or on the same platform. At the same time, we are linking to a data set, also a database actually, also made by Dan called Lila. I saw somebody in chat asking, saying that we need probably a ImageNet type of data for conservation. And I think Lila is actually an ImageNet for conservation. It has all standardized data sets designed for AI, for conservation machine learning, and involving all sorts of different tasks, including detection, animal detection, classification, even segmentation. So it's such a wonderful job. So we want to also connect to those type of data sets for people to actually either use those data sets for training their own models or use those data sets for testing their models. Besides those data sets and models, we also are, hosting or trying to provide some utility functions for easier for different types of use cases. For example, different types of visualization functions, some demonstration UIs, and data organization and management tools. So this whole platform is currently a pip installable package. So the installation process is relatively cleaner than it used to be. And We have a lot. We have an extensive tutorial on how the installations can be, and we're making it compatible to all operating systems from Mac, Linux, and Windows machines. And most importantly, we're making it always open to the community. And here we have like two QR links. One is a Hugging Face demo, so that people can take a look at how the tool is presented or demonstrated. For example, here is a web app demo that you can find on Hugging Face, but generally showcasing what the functionalities are included in PyTorch Wildlife. For example, choosing different detection models. Currently, we only have Mega Detector, and choosing different classification models to do the simple demo functions. At the same time, we have a Discord server specifically for asking questions for PyTorch Wildlife. Yeah, so I think these are all I have for today.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh, we're only 5 minutes over. Do we have time for any questions? There's a lot of excitement and people wanting to try things out. Sarah, do you want to jump in and ask your question? I think you posted this in your registration as well. Do you have a mic?
Yeah, so the latest question asking, okay, sorry, Sarah.
No, you're in the car. Sarah's in the car. Let me read it out for the benefit of the recording. For PyTorch Wildlife, I'm happy to hear if you'll focus any work for models running on the edge, e.g. making the mega detector model as small as possible, converting the model to run on
So
microcontrollers.
that's actually the same question. I mean, I will have the same answer for the second question, asking whether there is a mega detector V6 around the corner. So generally speaking, the performance of mega detector V5 is kind of like satisfying in most cases. But the issue with mega detector V5 is that it was trained on the extra large YOLO V5, which is the largest model from YOLO V5. So we are actually working on a mega detector V6, not trying to improve the performance, but try to provide different model sizes for similar performance. Well, one of the size is going to be the smallest YOLO model that was designed to be compatible on low-end devices, even for like a camera systems. So that's one thing that we're thinking in the future, is that because a lot of people are asking whether they can actually put mega detector on cameras such that they don't have to like collect the data and come back to process all the data at the end or in the back end. So that's one thing that we are currently working on. And yes, we are working on smaller models that supports low-end devices. Yeah.
Dan also says he's working on Mega Detector 5.1, which is super compatible with what you've been working on. Okay, I'm going to. One question I had is there's a proliferation of different camera trap systems and collaboration and different projects. Is PyTorch Wildlife going to help with that? Is it going to integrate with everything?
Yes. So that's our like view. We hope that this is a open platform that people can use this platform on their project or bring their project into the platform. For example, releasing their model with PyTorch Wildlife, like the existing models that we already have with PyTorch Wildlife. So we have in the graph, we have two types of models. One is basically built from our group, AI for good models or AI for good weights, and we can also support user submitted models. We already published or released a model fine-tuning toolkit that's compatible with PyTorch Wildlife. So if basically people use that toolkit to train their own model, these models are already compatible with PyTorch Wildlife and can be released through PyTorch Wildlife.
My final question is like a combination of a couple of questions that have come from the chat. How user-friendly is PyTorch Wildlife for a non-coder on a scale of 1 to 10? And are there any plans for GUI wrapper for PyTorch Wildlife for non-coders?
Yes, exactly. So currently, PyTorch Wildlife for non-coders, the user friendliness, I would say it's about 5 to 6. So there's still gaps for people without engineering background to make full use of PyTorch Wildlife. And that's why we have made a demonstration UI to just for people try out what different functionalities that we have in PyTorch Wildlife. But at the same time, we're also collaborating with people who are actually making UIs for before for Mega Detector. Right now, they are trying to expand it to PyTorch Wildlife such that we can provide those UIs that's maybe 9 out of 10 user friendliness to people without like engineering background. Yeah, and at the same time, we don't want to like compete with people already have made UIs. That's why we made the code as user friendly as possible for developers to add the current code base into their current like pipeline or projects.
Okay, I'm gonna echo Dan's shout out to Eco Assist, which is a nice GUI that runs both Mega Detector and other classification models. So that might be somewhere to go for our less engineering type audience. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. I'm gonna wrap us there. Thank you so much, Miao, and everyone else that has spoken today, Chelsea, Craig, and thank you, and Jason, and wait, who have I forgotten? Lasha. Thank you so much, everyone, and to all of you guys who have been here. We will be hanging out, as always, for the next half hour to just have a chat offline, well, unrecorded, online. But otherwise, we will be here again next month, last Wednesday of the month. Talia's just dropped in a registration form. If you want to be a speaker, if you want to hear someone speak, please drop me an email. I love getting suggestions. I listen to lots of them. I don't listen to all of them, but suggestions are definitely welcome, especially if I hear the the same thing from multiple people as well. Anyway, let's wrap this here. Thank you, everyone. Wonderful to be back for this year, and we'll see you next month. Bye.